Hi there, this is Greg Griffin. I'm going to talk about what we talked about today during Tuesday topics. I think today is the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's the 21st. It is Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. Today we ended our Hyperdoc interactive assignment unit temporarily by talking about Google Drawings and how we can use Google Drawings to create a couple of different types of Hyperdocs. So I'm just going to quickly go back through what we talked about. We went to our drive and we created a new drawing. Now, when you click on new, you have docs, sheets, and slides as the top three. But if you go to more, um, forms and then Google Drawings is the fifth most popular. So a lot of teachers don't know about drawings or use drawings, but they're here for us to use. And we named this file adding and subtracting fractions. Right. And I talked about how you can go to File, Page Setup, and change the size of the drawing. It is the same size as a PowerPoint slide, but we can click and we can custom, or we can, today we just chose the widescreen. We clicked Apply, so we had a larger surface to work with. Right. I discussed how I like dark backgrounds. Sometimes I think it makes the colors pop. You can do a right click if you're on a PC, control click to get to background tool. I like the black background. Okay. We can also go to File, Page Setup. Nope, we can't. Not in Drawings. So we need to do a right click to change the background there. All right. Then we went to Insert, and we saw that we do have word art with the drawings. And we chose some word art, and we gave our Hyperdoc a title, Adding and Subtracting Fractions. We discussed how we can drag this around. They give you a little center bar there. You don't have a center tool up here in your toolbar, but it will help you. There we go. All right. And we can change the font of our word art by clicking on the word art and then coming up here and choosing some different fonts. You can also resize it by grabbing the corner, but it will distort it a little bit. You can center it by doing a right click and then go to center on page horizontally. There you go. So we can right click on it and go to center on page horizontally. We can color in our words by choosing a color that we like. We can change the border color. If you want to, you can make the border color thicker. That's way too thick. It just kind of depends on what you like. You can resize it, and after you resize it, you might want to recenter it again. You can just kind of play around with it. I don't like that red. Let's try yellow. I think I might like that better. Actually, it might be the font that's a little too thin. Let's see if I can find something. There we go. I like this one. All right. We have adding and subtracting fractions. All right. Then we talked about how we can use, for certain classes and certain age groups, certainly some elementary classes, middle school classes, we could use some characters, some cartoon characters. So you can go to Insert Image, and then we can come over here and we can search the web. And we can search for transparent characters. And you will get a selection of characters that you can use that you might want to use for your Hyperdoc. I think we put transparent cartoon characters earlier. Okay, and we use this bear here because he's free. And we went to Insert, and then you have a transparent character. Ooh, I need some water, hold on. A transparent character in your Hyperdoc that you can resize by grabbing the corner. Okay, you can drag him around. All right, put him about right here. And now I want to make the character talk. So I'm going to come up here to insert again, and this time we're going to choose shape. Then we can slide our cursor over and we can go down to the callouts. And the callouts has some different options that we could use, but I'm going to pick one of the speech bubbles. And then when you click, there it is. You can resize the speech bubble by grabbing the corner. You want to make it bigger. Okay. There's a tip to the speech bubble. I can kind of hover my mouse cursor over that tip until I get a crosshair, and then I can click and drag. And I can point it to where I want to. So it will make it look like the character is talking. I can fill in the speech bubble by going to my paint cup. I can make the border a different color, or I can make it thicker. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. And then I can type inside the speech bubble, and I'm going to type first. Double click the video to watch. And if I see that my speech is like too much for my bubble, there's a couple of things I can do. I can either resize my bubble, all right, to fit the text, or I can do a Control A, and I can make my font smaller. I can make it bold. I can change it. I can center it. Okay. First, double click the video and watch. So now we need a video to watch. So we cannot insert a video to a Google Drawing. See, you come up here to insert. I do not have a video option, but I can go to my drive and I can create a slide deck. Okay. I can get rid of the fields. I'm going to name this adding and subtracting fractions. Now I can insert a video just by coming up here to my insert video tool. I found a video earlier that I have vetted. It's right here. I can select it. And once the video is in the slide, now, and you know, we can do a playback where it starts at a certain time and ends at a certain time. That's a helpful tool. I did not mention that to the group today, but that is a neat feature. I might want to start the video like at 2 minutes in or something. That would be a good thing that you could adjust over here, and you could also do an autoplay when presenting in the slide, but we don't need autoplay when we're doing a Hyperdoc. Anyway, once the video is in the slide, we can select it. I can tell that it's selected because it has blue frame around it. Then I can do a Control C and I can copy it. And I can come back over here and I can paste it into my drawing by doing Control V. It's like a little workaround, and I can resize my video and I can put it right here by my bear. All right. And now, when I share this drawing, if I share it as it is, you can double click anywhere in the video and it will play. Okay, I don't have to click the play button. I can double click anywhere in the video and it will play. Okay, my students can watch it.
In this video, we're going to learn the basics about how to add fractions.
All right, so now I want to have another command. After they watch the video, I want them to do something. So I'm going to come up here to Insert, Image. We're going to search the web. I'm going to come back over here to my cartoon characters. It would be nice if that would go away. I found a minion earlier somewhere. There he is. And then we can resize the minion. We can put him down here. We're going to make him say something different. So I'm going to need to go back to my insert shape, to my callout. I'm going to give him a square bubble. Click, grab the corner to resize, mouse hover over the tip. There we go. I can go to my paint cup and I can make this white. I can make the border a different color. I can make the border thicker. Okay. And I can say, then visit this link over here, dot, dot, dot. We can make this bold. We can center it. We can change the font. I can make it larger. Okay. It's looking good. Now I want to insert an arrow. I go to insert shape. I've got arrows here. I want a right arrow. I click here by my minion. I'm going to drag my arrow out. Put my link over in the corner. I can change the color of my arrow if I want to. I can change the border. Y'all know the drill. I can make the border bigger. Okay. Whatever you want to do. You can play around with it. Now is the time that we can be really creative, guys. So we ought to take advantage of that, right? Now I need, I've got a worksheet that I found on the internet that's a JPEG. Okay. So going back to what we did a couple weeks ago, I can go back to my slides and I can make this a worksheet by going to the page setup and changing this to a custom setting of 8.5 by 11, the same size as a sheet of typing paper. I can apply. I can get rid of my video. I don't need it in here now because it's in my Hyperdoc. And now I can go to the background of my slide and I can choose an image. I can browse. And in my downloads, I have a fractions worksheet. That's a JPEG that I'm going to set as the background of my slide. Let's make this larger. And then you may remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how I would need to add a text box where I want my students to type. Insert text box, insert text box, insert text box, insert text box. Insert text box. Yes, Lord, yes. We are on it. And everywhere that I want my students to type, I would need to put the text box. If I don't, they may not work. They may say, oh, he must not want me to do this one. All right. And my text box, and my text box. And remember, you only have to do this once. Okay. Now, when my students click on this worksheet, I want them to be forced to make a copy. So in order to put a forced copy command on the worksheet, I go to share and I make sure that the worksheet is view only. Nobody can edit it. Okay. I'm done. Then I come up here into the address bar and I click to the right, and then I want to backspace until I get to the word edit, which is to the right of the slash. I want to replace the word edit with copy. Leave the slash and put copy. Okay. So now when someone visits this link, Google's going to say, would you like to make a copy? The person is not going to have the opportunity to request editing access, which is annoying. So you won't get all the request editing access emails that Google likes to send out. So this is a great feature here to put a forced copy on this. So we're going to come up here and we're going to copy the address. And then we're going to go over back to the Hyperdoc. To add a link, we have to insert a text box. So we're going to draw a text box, and now I've got a link command. I'm going to insert the link. I'm going to do Control V. But I want my students to see something else. Copy this and complete And attached to your final submission, this is something you're gonna have to work with your kids on, okay? I want to change the color of this to something that's looks better on the Control A. I want to center it. I want it here. All right, I might make it bold. I might change the font. I think it looks good like that. Okay. So now now when anybody clicks on this, they're going to see this. Would you like to make a copy? That way, they'll be forced to make a copy, their own editable copy of that. And you can use that copy command on any Google file by going up there and changing edit to copy. Okay, so now my Google Drawing Hyperdoc is complete. It's not very complex. It could be. I could have made this much, 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 much bigger, where you could make like a big digital poster or something. We might work on that again one day, where we can do more on drawings. I really like it. Now, here's something that's cool. I can share this with the kids as a drawing, and they'll be able to mess with it, which maybe my kids can handle that. But then they could watch the video right here in the drawing. Or I can sort of solidify everything except for the links, and I can go File, Download as PDF. Okay? You can turn this into a PDF. And when your students open the PDF up, there's nothing they can't type on it, they can't write on it, they can only visit the links. But when they go to watch the video, it's going to take them straight to YouTube. It's going to take them out of the document. Okay, that's back to my editable. Hold on. Let's go back to my downloads. Okay, so here's my PDF. Okay. But these links work. Would you like to make a copy of adding and subtracting fractions? So you can put all your links in the drawing and then download it as a PDF, and all of the links will still work. It's really neat. And this is a great option for Hyperdocs. And you can also copy and paste. You can add a Google drawing to a Google Doc. Let's try to do that real quick. If it doesn't work, that's okay. I'll come back later. And so we have a document. This is our fraction unit. This is just one part of it. I think we can come up here and insert, let's see, a drawing from Drive. Okay, and so we're going to come in here, and here is our Google drawing. We can insert it linked or unlinked, and there it is in your document. Let's see if the links still work. They did. Well, hold on. Let's put a header in there for me. Okay. I can't get the links to work. Let's undo this real quick. I go back to insert drawing from Drive. Select. Oh man. Okay, so that's how you would add the drawing to the document. For some reason, I can't get the links to work or the video to play. So I'll come back to you on that. That's okay. I'll have that in another tutorial because there's nothing that we can't learn with a little research. So when I come back, because I know somebody had a Hyperdoc the other day with the drawing in there. So let me work on that, and I'll have that for you next time. But then we went to the classroom. Okay, I created my assignment. I'm going to delete this. I thought I deleted it already. And I created an assignment. I said adding and subtracting fractions. And then I put follow the directions on the drawing and visit the links. Don't forget to attach your fractions worksheet to your final submission. And you might need more detailed or less, and then I can add. And from my Google Drive, I can, if I can wait for my computer. Okay. I can put the PDF in. And it doesn't matter if we make that view only or make a copy, because the kids won't be able to do anything but visit the links. And then I can assign. Okay. And then what my students will see is after I refresh, here's an assignment for me. Here is my PDF that the teacher wants me to go to. I can go to YouTube and watch the video.
We get it. You don't really want your kid.
And I can come down here and I can, when the time comes, I can click on. So you can put as many links as you want to. This was real simple because we only had 2, but we can make a big document that's very long and with more instructions and links and things. And the sky's really the limit with that. But I could have, as the teacher, chosen, let me show you the other option. Let me delete that assignment. I could have added the drawing, right? And I could have said, I'm going to create an assignment, and I'm going to call this fractions, and I'm going to put follow the instructions on the drawing, visit all the links. Don't forget to attach your fractions worksheet to your final submission. You got to know your kids, whether or not they can handle this. And then I can add from my drive the drawing. So the drawing is here. Okay. And maybe I want them to, I want to make a copy for each student, or I just want them to be able to view it maybe. And I assign. And when I'm a student, I refresh. Here's my assignment. Here's my drawing. I can't mess it up. I can't delete that bear if I wanted to because it's view only, but the link should work. Yep. So when they double click on the video, there it is. I can watch it. Okay. And I can come out, and then I can click on this link down here, and this will work for me as well. All right. So just a couple of options. I've thrown a lot at you in a short amount of time. I'm going to figure out how to get the drawing into the doc where the links work if I can, and I'll get back to you in a future session. So just try experiment with some of this stuff and see what you can come up with. Be creative. We've worked now with slides, docs, and drawings, so there's just the possibilities are literally endless for Hyperdocs in Google Drive.